Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For this tutorial I'm going to be using the same color that I used for the bandeau ruffle top. So I love this yarn in the color Arctic Ice, and it is a medium weight for yarn. And then I will be using an F hook and a pair of scissors. So let's get started. I'm going to start off by making a slip knot. And here are the sizes. So for an extra small, you're going to chain out 22 chains. For a small, you're going to do 24 chains. A medium is 26 chains. A large is 28 chains. An extra large is 30 chains. 2X is 32 chains, and a 3X is 34 chains. So go ahead and make the amount of chains for your size, and I will meet you there and show you what to do after that. Okay, so I am making a size large and I made 28 chains. From here, what I'm going to do is chain one, and we're going to skip that as a turning chain, so we'll be using the second chain from the hook. Okay, so I'm going to yarn over and do 1/2 double crochet in the second chain from the hook, and pull through all three. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all three. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all three. And that is all we're doing for this entire row. So whatever your foundation chain was, mine was 28. So that means at the end of this row I should have 28 half double crochets. So go ahead and finish your row, and I'll meet you there and show you what's next. Okay, so I completed my first row of 28 half double crochets, or the same amount of chains that you did for your size. That's how many you should have here. Now go ahead and chain one and turn your work. And in this row, we're going to just repeat the row that we did before. So all we're doing is a simple row of half double crochets all the way across. So in this row, I should also have 28 half double crochets. So go ahead and finish your row, and then I'll meet you at the end of this row and show you what's next. Okay, so I have my 2 rows of 28 half double crochets, and you should have 2 rows of whatever your foundation chain was. That's how many you should have in 2 rows. So from here, I'm going to chain one, and we're going to begin our decreases. So what I'm going to do is yarn over, insert my hook into the first stitch and pull up a loop. And then I'm going to insert into the second stitch and pull up a loop. So now you have 4 loops on your hook. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 4, and that is our first decrease. From there, we're just going to do a normal half double crochets all through the middle of this row, and we're going to do this until we have 2 stitches left, and I will meet you there and we'll do our second decrease. So go ahead and finish this row, and I'll meet you when we have 2 stitches left. Alright, I have 2 stitches left in this row. So what I'm going to do is my next decrease. So yarn over, insert your hook into that first stitch, pull up a loop, and insert into the last stitch of the row, pull up a loop, and now you have 4 on your hook. So yarn over and pull through all 4. Now in this row I should have 2 less than I started out with, so I have 26 half double crochets in this row. So what I'm going to do is chain 1, turn my work, and then I'm going to just do 1 half double crochet in every single stitch. So for me, for size large, that's a total of 26 half double crochets for this row. So go ahead and do the amount of half double crochets that you need to for your size, but it's basically just 1 stitch in every half double crochet. It's 1 half double crochet for every stitch. So go ahead and finish this row and I'll show you what's after that. Alright, I finished my row of regular half double crochets, and now what I'm going to do is chain 1 and turn my work. And now we're going to decrease again. So yarn over, insert your hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, insert into the second stitch, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through all 4. So that's our decrease. And now we're going to do regular half double crochets all throughout the middle until we have 2 stitches left in this row. So I will meet you there and show you what's after that. Alright, so I have 2 stitches left in this row. So what I'm going to do is my next decrease. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, insert into the very last stitch of the row and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 4. So now everyone should have 4 less half double crochets than the chains that they started with. So I started with 28. Now I have 24 in this row. So next we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And from here what we're going to do is, like before, we're going to do just regular half double crochets straight across without decreasing. So it's just 1 half double crochet in every stitch. So go ahead and finish this row and I'll show you what's next. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I just finished my next row of regular half double crochets and you can see it's starting to taper in already. So what we want to do now is just repeat this pattern. So the next row is going to get a decrease in the first and the last 2 stitches, and then the following row will get half double crochets straight across. So it'll be every other row, and we're going to continue this pattern for all the sizes until we reach 6 half double crochets in our row. So this last row was just regular half double crochets, so we know that the next row will be a decreasing row. So go ahead and continue this pattern doing your 2 decreases, one on the beginning of the row, one on the end of the row, and then the next row is just regular half double crochets. Continue that pattern until you have 6 half double crochets left in your row, and I will meet you there and show you what's after that. Alright, so I have completed every row until I have my second row of 8. So what I'm going to do is chain 1 and turn my work, and this will be a decreasing row, and this is our first row with 6 half double crochets in it. So go ahead and do your decrease. And then we're going to do our 4 regular half double crochets in the middle, 3 and 4, and then we're going to do our final decrease in the last 2 stitches. Alright, and now we have 6 half double crochets in this row. So all the sizes are going to do a total of 8 rows of 6 half double crochets, and this one does count as the first one. So what we're going to do is chain 1 and just do a row of regular half double crochets across. So this would be our second row with 6 in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's 2 rows with 6. Chain 1 and turn your work. And we're going to do that again. So just continue doing your rows of 6 half double crochets until you have a total of 8 rows of 6 half double crochets. Okay, so go ahead and complete that step, and then I will meet you here and show you what's. Okay, so I completed my 8 rows of 6 half double crochets. And from here, what we're going to do is start on the back half of the bikini. This completes the front half for all the sizes. So chain 1, looks like I already did, and go ahead and turn your work. And now we're going to start with increases. So yarn over, insert your hook into the first loop and do a half double crochet, and then yarn over and insert into the same loop we just did, pull up a loop and half double crochet. So now there's 2 half double crochets in the same loop, in that first loop. Now we're going to do 4 regular half double crochets in the middle. 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do 1 more increase in this very last stitch. So yarn over and put a half double crochet in that last stitch, and then yarn over and put 1 more in there. So now this row has 8 half double crochets. So now what we're going to do is chain 1 and turn our work. And we are going to do 1 row of regular half double crochets. So the pattern is very similar to how it was before. It's going to be reversed though, that 1 row will have the increases, and then the next row will have the same amount of regular half double crochets straight across. So we just did a row of 8 half double crochets straight across. So chain 1 and turn your work. And now we're going to do another increase row. So we'll put 2 into the first stitch, and that is our first increase of this row. And then we do all half double crochets in the middle until we have 1 stitch left. Alright, so we have one stitch left, and we're going to go ahead and do another increase in this stitch. So we're going to put 1 half double crochet and then yarn over and put 1 more into the same stitch. So now this row has 10 half double crochets in it. From here we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And this row will be 10 half double crochets straight across. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and make sure you always get that last one hiding over there. 9 and 10. Okay, from here we chain 1 and turn our work, And we're going to continue with this pattern of one row of increases. So I'm going to increase in this row, and this row here will have 12 after I increase on both sides. So this row will have 12, and then the next row, the following row, will just have 12 half double crochets straight across. So it'll be every other row just like the beginning, except there'll be increases. So we're going to continue this pattern, and we'll continue it until extra small. You'll continue until you have 28 half double crochets in your row. A size small is going to go until they have 30 in their row. A medium until you have 32 half double crochets. A large will go until you have 34 half double crochets. An extra large will go until you have 36. A 2X will go until you have 38. And a 3X, you will continue until you have 40 half double crochets in your row. So go ahead and continue this pattern until you reach the amount of stitches that in your row for your size, and then I will meet you there and show you what's after that. Okay, so once you have the amount of half double crochets in your row for your size, we're going to, so you can see this was my increase row for me to get to 34 for a size large. So what I'm going to do is chain one and turn my work. Whoops, I already chained one and turned my work. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is do one last row of that same amount. So I stopped at 34, so I'm gonna do one last row of 34 half double crochets. So go ahead and complete one more row, and then I'll show you what's after. Alright, so once you have completed the amount of rows you need for the back side of your bikini bottom, go ahead and chain one and tie off. And now we're going to start on the strings for the straps. So what we're going to do first is make a slip knot. And then for sizes extra small and small, you can chain out 75 chains. A medium and large can do 85 chains. Extra large can do 95. 2X can do 100, and a 3X can do 110. So go ahead and chain out the amount of chains you need, and I'll meet you there and show you what's next. So once you have your chain long enough for your size, we're going to attach it to a corner. So when you attach it to a corner, make sure you're picking a corner that has a tail on it so we can cover that up. And what we're gonna do is find that corner with the tail and then insert your hook into that chain space there. Okay, and just line this across the top, and then we're going to, let me flip that over. We're going to pull up a loop. Oh, it's all twisted. Sorry, guys. Okay, pull up a loop and then single crochet. Okay, and then what we're going to do is go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and single crochet. So we're just basically going to single crochet until we get to the other side. So go ahead and do your single crochets for this row and weave your little tail in, and then I'll show you what to do when we reach the other side. Alright, so I have one more stitch in this row, and we made our way to the other side. So now I'm going to chain out the same amount of chains that I did on the first string. So go ahead and chain that out, and then go ahead and cut and tie when you're done with that, and I'll show you what's next. Alright, so once your string is long enough, we're just going to cut and tie off, and then we're going to repeat the same step for the opposite side. So we're going to start on this corner so that we can weave this tail in, and after that I'll show you how to do the ruffles. So go ahead and complete the opposite side the same way you did the first side, and I'll meet you there and show you what's next. So actually, I mean, once you cut the little tails that were hanging out that you weaved over, this is actually a really cute bottom by itself. So if you wanted, you could just make this if you wanted a more plain version, but I'm gonna put ruffles on mine to kind of match the ruffle bikini, the bandeau bikini top that I made earlier. So what I'm gonna do to do my ruffles is I'm gonna like just pick one side, and I'm gonna flip it this way. Make sure you're picking the outside, what side you want to be the outside. So actually I need to go this way. This is my inside, so have your inside facing upwards if you lay it down flat, and then you'll be working on the front side. You want the front side to be, the front side of your stitches is always prettier to me. So what I'm gonna do is kind of pick a few stitches out. There's no real rule to this except that you don't want to be like where your tie is going to be. So I'm only going to pick like a few stitches out, maybe 10 or 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I'm going to pick 15 stitches out, and I'm going to pick up a loop here. I'm actually picking up 2 loops, but however you want to do it is fine. And I'm going to tie a knot into that chain space that I picked. So yeah, just make sure you don't go too far into this string, because then your ruffle will be kind of on your tie where you need to tie it, and it won't tie. So I just did 15. So now I'm going to pull up a loop, and I'm going to chain out 4 chains. 2, 3, 4. I can't remember if I was doing 3 or 4 in the last video, but I don't think it really matters. This chain is just to start off for the double treble crochet, so it's high. So you could do 3 or 4 chains here, and then yarn over twice, and we're going to put a double treble crochet into this first stitch that we just came in, and it is it is a little harder because it's just a chain space, but go ahead and make that work. And I'm gonna line this string on the chain as I'm going so that I crochet over it. So I'm gonna pull up a loop and then pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And I'm gonna put 5 total in this first stitch. So this one will count as 1 and this counts as 2. So I'm going to put 3 more, yarn over twice, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then 2 more in the same stitch. 1, 2, 3. So now we have 5 double treble crochets in the same chain space. And now what we're going to do is find the next chain space as best you can and insert your hook. Yarn over twice first, I'm sorry. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, and whoops. Yarn over twice, and then insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So in this stitch, we're only going to put 2 double treble crochets here. And then in the next stitch, we're going to put 5. Two. So how many is that? 3. 4. And 5. So that's what it looks like so far, and then in the next stitch we're going to put 2 double treble crochets. And actually, as I'm doing this, I'm noticing like if you can pick up 2 stitches is a little bit neater than if you just pick up the 1, because it kind of makes a hole there. So I'm going to try to pick up 2 little loops when I do this from here on out so that I don't get that little hole there. So in this stitch we're going to put 2 double trebles, and this pattern is going to continue. So it's 2 or 5 double trebles and then 2 double trebles, and it's just every other chain space gets that. So we're going to do that all the way across, and then we're going to go out. So I went out 15 chains here, so I'm going to go out 15 chains on this side as well. So go ahead and do your row of double treble crochets until you reach the same amount of chain spaces on the other side, and then I'll meet you there and show you what's after that. Alright, I just have one more stitch left to do my little ruffle stitch, and I'm on a 2. 1 and 2. So once you get to the other side, what you want to do is chain 1 and turn your work. And just like the bandeau bikini top, what we're going to do is single crochet in our first stitch, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're not skipping any chains. We're going to single crochet into the very next chain, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next chain space. Chain 3, single crochet into the next chain space. And that's pretty much all we're doing to complete the ruffle. So we're going to go all the way back down until we get to the other side. Okay, so I made my way all the way to the other side, and it looks like I just have 2 stitches left. 1, 2, 3. And then I have that first chain 4 that I made, so I'm just going to do one more into there. I'm going to pull up, try to pull up 2 loops if I can. And single crochet, and then chain 1, and cut and tie off. And then you can just weave this one tail in, and I covered up this tail on the inside, so I'm just going to cut that one. That one's already weaved in. And then you're going to repeat that for the other side. Now I will say that this gets a little windy on the string, but when you put it on, you just straighten that little wind out. Just make sure that you untwist it, because it kind of has the tendency to twist. And you can mold these ruffles big like that, or you can you know, fold them how you want them to look. They're pretty workable, so you can make it neat if you really want, or you can just jumble it up however you like it. But yeah, go ahead and finish the other side, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video.